Here's another problem that you will probably see on the test. We have a circuit with 5 resistors in series, and I have 3 switches. I have switch 1, switch 1 here, switch 2, and switch 3. There's a couple of conditions. Here's my applied voltage of 120 volts, my source right here. And here's one of the conditions that we're dealing with, is we're saying that all the resistors are the same values. So that would mean that the voltage drops on the resistors that have current going through them would be equal. In other words, if R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3 is equal to R4 is equal to R5, then the voltage on R1 and R2 and R3 and R4 and R5 would also be the same, because the resistance is the same, the current is the same, the voltage drop would be the same. So in this first condition, if all the switches are open, how much voltage is on R2? Well, we're looking at the voltage of 120 volts divided by 5 resistors, because all the current would go through all 5 resistors. That means that my voltage would be 24 volts. What would happen if switch 1 closed? If switch 1 would close, then only the current that goes through R1 and R2 would be in this circuit, because when R1 is closed, it shorts out the rest of these circuits. It takes out R3, 4, and 5 out of the circuit, because all the current will go through the path of the least resistance, which is switch 1, meaning the current goes through R1 and 2. So this 120 volts divided by 2 resistors would mean that there would be 60 volts on R2. What happens if switch 2 closes and switch 2 only? So that one's open, and switch 2 is closed now. Current goes through 3 resistors now. So that's going to be 120 divided by 3. That's a voltage of R40, or 40 volts on each resistor. So the voltage here would be 40 volts. And then our last problem here is when switch 3 is closed. So we're going to close switch 3, and then current goes through 4 resistors in this case. And so we have 120 divided by 4. That's going to be a voltage drop of 30 volts on each resistor. And in this case, resistor 2 would be 30 volts. We'll see this on the test.